There is a brutal truth that no bank manager will ever tell you to your face. You think that keeping your money in a savings account is the safest move you can make. You look at that balance on your phone and you feel a sense of security. You feel like you are winning because you are being responsible and disciplined. But I am here to tell you that your bank account is not a vault. It is a leaky bucket. Every single day that your money sits idle, it is losing its power. You worked hard for 30 years to build that pile of cash. You sacrificed vacations and worked late nights to ensure your future was secure. But while you were sleeping, the system was busy making sure your hard work benefits everyone but you. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to pull back the curtain on the legal scam that is robbing the middle class of their retirement. I am going to show you exactly how the banks are using your fear to fund their record-breaking profits. And most importantly, I will give you the exact formula to reclaim your financial sovereignty. Let us get into the truth that they do not want you to know. Imagine you are standing in a grocery store today. You pick up a loaf of bread and it costs you $4. Now, imagine going back 10 years with that same $4. Back then, you could have bought 2 loaves and maybe a carton of milk. Your money has not changed its appearance. It is still the same green paper or the same digits on a screen, but its soul has been hollowed out. This is what economists call inflation, but for people like us, it is a silent tax on our existence. The big banks like to boast about their security and their history. They offer you a savings account with an interest rate of 0.01%. To put that into perspective, if you leave $10,000 in that account for a whole year, they will give you $1 single as a reward. $1. In that same year, the price of the things you actually need, like electricity, gas, and healthcare, likely went up by 4 or 5%. You did not spend a dime, yet you are hundreds of dollars poorer in terms of what you can actually buy. The bank is not protecting your wealth. It is presiding over its funeral. Now, let us look at the other side of the counter. What does the bank do with your $10,000 while they are paying you that insulting $1? They do not put it in a safe and guard it with a security team. They immediately lend it out to someone else. They lend it to a young couple to buy a house at a 7% interest rate. They lend it to a college student for a credit card at a 24% interest rate. They take your money, for which they paid you almost nothing, and they rent it out for a massive profit. They are using your life's work as their own personal hedge fund. You are the one taking all the risk of inflation while they take all the rewards of the market. It is the greatest legal transfer of wealth in human history. And it happens every second of every day because we were taught that saving is the ultimate virtue. But there is a difference between saving for a rainy day and hoarding for a flood that never comes. If you are over 55 years old, you have a specific set of fears. You worry about being a burden to your children. You worry about a medical emergency that could wipe you out. The banks know this. They use that fear to keep you trapped in low-yield accounts. They want you to stay liquid because your liquidity is their oxygen. But here is the spike in the heart of that logic. Real security does not come from a pile of cash that is shrinking in value. Real security comes from owning assets that grow faster than the government can print money. Think about the wealthiest people you know, or the names on the big office buildings downtown. Do you think they have 50% of their net worth sitting in a checking account at a local branch? Of course not. They own land. They own shares in the most productive companies in the world. They own gold and silver. They own things that people will still need 20 years from now, regardless of what the interest rate is. They understand that cash is not wealth. Cash is just a medium of exchange that is designed to lose value over time. So, how do you break the cycle without putting your entire life's savings at risk? The answer is finding your right number. Most financial advisors will tell you to keep 6 months of expenses in the bank. For some, that might be $20,000. For others, it might be $50,000. This is your safety net. This is the money that lets you sleep at night, knowing that if the roof leaks or the car breaks down, you are fine. Keep that money in a high-yield savings account. Make sure it is earning at least 4 or 5%, which is the current market rate. If your bank is still paying you 0.01%, you need to fire them today. There is no loyalty in banking, and you should not have any either. Once you have your safety net, every single dollar above that amount needs a new job. It needs to be a soldier in your army, fighting to protect your future. If you have extra cash sitting there, you are essentially letting those soldiers sit in the barracks while the enemy is at the gates. You should consider broad market index funds, like the S&P 500. Historically, the 500 largest companies in America have grown by about 10% per year over the long term. Even with the ups and downs of the market, that is a massive victory over inflation. You could also look at physical gold or silver. For thousands of years, gold has maintained its purchasing power, while every currency in history has eventually gone to zero. It is the ultimate insurance policy against a failing system. The point is not to become a high-stakes gambler. The point is to stop being a victim of a system that is rigged against the saver. You have spent your whole life working for money. It is time to make your money work for you. Stop letting the bank use your wealth to build their towers while your own retirement is being eroded by the day. The shift in mindset is the hardest part. We have been told since we were children that a big bank balance is the sign of success. But in 2025, a big bank balance is a sign of missed opportunity. It is a sign that you are holding on to the past while the future is moving forward without you. Take control today. Calculate your emergency fund. Move your cash to a high-yield account. And start moving the rest into assets that you actually own. Because at the end of the day, true freedom is not about how many dollars you have. It is about how much of your time those dollars can buy back for you. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden reality of the banking system, please give it a like. It helps us reach more people who are tired of playing a game they cannot win. Subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the truths that the mainstream media ignores. And if you want to know exactly which assets are the best for beating inflation right now, watch our next video on the screen. Your future self will thank you for the moves you make today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.